In this video I'm going to give you a quick tour of our new no-dig garden that you can see in the background here. Only about 3 months ago there was no garden here at all. It was all just either grass or smothered grass, and we added our no-dig garden on top and planted it up. So this is the 6 to 8 week update, and I'm going to show you how things are growing on here. Oh yeah, no need for the kisses. Oh, you want a belly rub? That was a belly rub, boy. Aren't you? This is a good boy. All right. Now, the dogs know not to go into the garden, especially while the seedlings were only small, because this is actually some wire. It's not electric. It could be electrified, but I didn't need to. And it's surrounding the entire new garden here. You can see. Just to give the dogs a bit of a barrier so that they don't go running into the newly established garden beds. So let's take a look. So these are ochas, which is an oxalis. It's in the oxalis family and it's a tuberous one. So it grows these small little kind of like potatoes, and they're really nice to eat. These are yacons, which is a great sweetener for diabetics especially, but the tubers are kind of like eating an apple in the middle of winter. Very crisp. Oh, this is the basil mint. Wonderful mint. We recognized it straight away just by even the flavor and the smell. We have bronze fennel, and I interplanted various different bits and pieces here. So there's great mullein, yacon, some marshmallow plants and some bronze fennel. And the bronze fennel is way sweeter than regular fennel. Oh yeah, it's a lot better than the Florence anyway, but we do grow that too. We also have valerian here. So a lot of these plants that I'm growing on, especially in other parts of the garden here where there is less vegetables, I'm going to be just harvesting some of the plants, and I'm going to leave some of them for next year so they grow bigger, so they mature. And this garden here is going to turn into the same thing that the woodchip island turned into eventually, which is a forest garden, as we're interplanting some understory trees such as apple trees or plum trees. You can see the woodchip island way over there. And let's keep going. So these are actually Swedes as well. Where are they? Here. Some Swedes here. And they do take up a lot of space. I didn't think they would. Not quite that much space, but they're very happy here. We might harvest some of them early just to make more room for the rest of the plants. We also have beetroots here. And look at that, in only 2 months, maybe actually 1.5 months, somewhere around that, they have grown to a usable size already. This is the Portuguese kale. I couldn't believe how quickly it actually grew. And there was some butterfly eggs, and the caterpillars have eaten their way through some of the leaves. But look at that, not a patch on these. They grew so much faster than the caterpillars could eat them, so we're not worried about it, to be honest. And these ones here are planted into wood chips with compost underneath, so they didn't grow quite as fast, but probably mostly because there's more compost here. So here we have feverfew and a mixture of different plants here. It's a bit of a polyculture going on here. This is corn, and it's not doing too well. It should have grown much bigger in the time frame, that it's been here. And look at that, the heavy rain earlier today has flattened the flat leaf parsley, but the curly parsley is doing well, and it's such a nice vegetable to have in the garden, and you can dig up the root in the winter time as well. I have to say I'm very happy with the productivity of this garden now. Look at this. Have you ever seen a Nero de Toscana that big? Look at the size of that leaf. That's actually a different variety of Nero or dinosaur kale. It's called Black Magic, and it grows an awful lot bigger leaves than the regular one. And we also have the regular one here coming up in a minute. This is marshmallow plants, great mullein, which we are not growing for the toilet paper of it. We're growing them for the flowers and the plants as well, and to attract the wildlife as well. But that plant is known as cowboy's toilet paper as well. Probably because Europeans brought it over to the Americas and spread it there, naturalized it. But it is very soft. Again, here's the oca. The oca is kind of smothering out the Moroccan mint here. Got to give that a smell. Oh, that's the Moroccan mint. You can tell straight away. It's very nice. These are some more kohlrabis here. A few more marshmallow plants and some giant poppies as well. I believe that's a Bulgarian variety of giant poppy, and that's also perennial as well. And we've got rhubarb and valerian, and we've got another courgette already. Let me walk over here. So I've got the Egyptian walking onions, just a little patch here establishing. Take a look at that. Every 2 days I can harvest these now. I have a feeling I should probably harvest those now because they'll get very big very quick. A big plant like this could definitely grow a courgette in a day or two. Wow, look at that. There's more of them. I think those ones can be left on for the moment. Look at that. So this area here was full of grass, so I just covered it with plastic and I let the pumpkin plants just kind of climb over it. And the same thing here. You can see that technique worked great about 3 years ago when we grew a ton of pumpkins. If you're interested in seeing our pumpkin video, or if you're interested in how we grow pumpkins, you can check the video. I'll put it at the end of this one, or there'll be a link in the description. So these are a couple of different varieties of pumpkins, Ashiki and Turk's Turban, I believe it is. And here's some mashuas. Those are tuberous nasturtiums. And this area here back at the very end of the new garden is a bit messy. We're going to cover it again. I think that wasn't quite ready yet, but it was a little ambitious. But take a look at that. Even the size of the rhubarb leaf is unbelievable. Sometimes we get rhubarb leaves that are about a square meter in size, and just basically very productive and great for ground cover. Let's take a look at the other part here. So this was all just covered, we smothered the weeds and then we covered it with compost, and then we made the paths and put just a sprinkle of wood chips on top using a bucket. Some spare wood chips here. This is the kind of viewpoint here. So that was the first half of the garden, and the second half is here. We got some Daubenton kale. That's actually available again on our website as cuttings if you're interested in growing that in your own garden. I'll put a link below. These are some more courgette plants. I have a feeling we might have grown a few too many courgettes. These are all coming into production all at once now, And look at the amount of flowers here. Oh Jesus, what have I done? Luckily we've got chickens and rabbits, so they'll eat some courgettes, I'd say. Hopefully the rabbits will be alright eating them. I'm sure they would. Look at that. So this is what happens to me every single year. It seems anyway. I have like the curse of the courgette. Either I don't have any or I have too many. So I'm sure some of you can share that situation you can get into when you just start like 10 or 15 courgette seeds just in case, to make sure, especially if you want to put some of them out early and you want to not take the risk and have some spares as well, just to back up in case there is a late frost. So yeah, so we ended up with too many courgette plants this time, but that's okay because we'll be happy to have them. Look at this. This is grapefruit mint, and we have all the varieties of mint on our website. We have about 16 of them now. There's comfrey, which is a great plant for making the compost tea, but it's also great for making salves as well, and to attract the wildlife. Great for the insects, especially the pollinators. There's an ocean of oca and a hardy kiwi planted here at the end. We've also got some, I did a little sprinkle of seeds of the French breakfast radish. Nice how big they get. Very quickly, as soon as it rains, they soak up all that water. That's our little willow. I wouldn't call it an arch, it's kind of a tunnel. But I'm going to grow the mashuas here up a trellis and over the path. Same as the kiwi plants, and hopefully eventually the American elder also. I grew this hydrangea from a cutting about 3 years ago, I think it was, and it grew very, very quickly. This is German chamomile, always a good one for tea. You can see that garden over there is better established, just beyond the line here. That's berry bushes and different varieties of buddleia and elder. If you want to see the full tour of this acre of a garden, please check the link at the end of this video. There's a link for the full tour. Here there is not much to see yet, but you can get the idea here of what it's like to do nodig. Of course, the birds have actually scratched up, probably looking for worms, and then all these kind of loose bits, all these kind of very light bits, they go flicking onto the path. So we end up with our lovely clean paths being covered in bits of compost and straw, unfortunately. Here's a bit of grass growing here. But yeah, no, I'm probably going to try and just keep that clean. Sometimes it does come true, but if you keep on top of it and you try and get the roots out, you'll be okay. As long as you do keep it clean, in the first year you have a little bit of weeding to do, in the second year much less. This area here is mainly mashuas and tubers and rhubarb, and this is kohlrabi. Yeah, that's the new garden. So if you want to see how this garden was made, just take a look at our little video playlist that we have on our YouTube channel, or they're also available on Odyssey as well if you're over there, and on our website you'll find them as well. So how to start a nodig garden, or starting a nodig garden, that's what we called it. And if you want to see exactly step by step how we made this garden, hang on, there's a fly here. Go away. Why are you hovering here? All right, she's gone. If you want to learn how to start your own nodig garden step by step, starting from basically existing plants, or like existing weeds basically, all the way through to low maintenance nodig as well. And you can also upgrade it to lasagna garden or forest garden after that. But that'll be year 2 or 3 anyway by the time we do that. We don't have to with nodig. We can keep it in nodig all the time and mulch it with compost every year. And all you got to do is add wood chips on top if you want to turn it into a forest garden or lasagna garden to make it even less maintenance. Hello, how are you? What are you up to? Well, you're rooting around. Rooting around, yeah. They love the garden. So the wood chip layer actually suppresses weeds that come in through seeds that are airborne, but also it'll protect the garden and the soil life, especially in the winter time from the cold temperatures, from freezing, but also in the summer as well from extreme heat or even the sunlight itself. And when you combine all of that, you're extending your season and you're able to grow less vegetables and more berries, but there are some perennial vegetables that you can grow in that environment too. But remember that it's a fungus-based environment when you add the wood chips, rather than it being bacteria-based. So the soil life has more bacteria in it when it's all compost, basically. So it's more nitrogen, and that's better for the green vegetables, but the leafy greens, for example. All right, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you the next time. And don't forget to join us on one of our live videos. Come on over to our website, and if you want to support us, you can join our membership. You get lots of advantages and access to our nodig online course for free, and you get some ebooks as well and other advantages too, like 25% off everything we do. If you're looking for some plants or some kind of cuttings or roots or tubers or vegetable starts, especially perennial vegetables, those are available on our website as well. We'd highly appreciate your support. Thanks a million. We'll see you the next time. Bye bye.